Hello, book feeds. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ash, and you are watching Smoked Shells. I am doing this for a second time tonight. The lighting in here is a little rough, so just bear with me because I wanted to film before the night was over. Like, I thought about doing... Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So... just bear with me as I try to do this for a second time. I was really hoping the alarm outside would also be done. I filmed earlier. There was an alarm going. I think it was okay, but I don't know. So yeah, bear with me for any weird noises, any bad lighting, bad sound, because I messed up on audio. It's been a trying day. So this is my September wrap-up and my October hopefuls. I do not really do TBRs. I am not the best reader when it comes to lists and having to read something. It will make me not want to read. So I'm very much a mood reader, and I just have a few books that I'd like to get to, as well as a couple of book club books. But let's start up with my September wrap-up, and I have a list with notes. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have terrible memory, and I needed to write notes down to remember what I read and what I think about it, for the most part. So the first book that I read was The Prince and the Dressmaker, and I really adored it. I gave it 4 stars. I didn't give it a full 5 stars because it just felt really short and kind of rushed, but I love the art style. I love the plot of it. I thought it was so cute, so wholesome. You know, just a good little queer graphic novel. I honestly wish there was more volumes. Like, I wish it was broken up into more volumes so they could develop the relationship. So that's why 4 stars instead of 5, but great novel. Highly recommend. It's so cute, super quick read. I read it in like 2 hours, and I'm a slow reader, so yeah. The next book that I read was Shatter Me, which I gave a whopping 2 stars. I did not like this book, to say the least, and I know that my opinion is definitely on the unpopular side for this one, because this book seems so beloved. Like, I read it because I saw it on my TikTok For You page just everywhere, and so I know a little bit of those spoilers, but yeah, I read it because I thought it'd be really good considering how much people hype it, and some novel in the series just came out, or is coming out soon. So I read it, but I gave it 2 stars because I really disliked the writing style. Like, a lot. I thought Juliet was so boring as a main character. I don't know why she has 2 love interests. I just don't like love triangles. I don't get why she basically, my thought is that she feels like a Wattpad insert fic, like a Your Name fic. That's the kind of vibe I was getting from her. So yeah, 2 stars. I really didn't think I was going to continue on, but I had the book off a Scribd. So the ebook came with the Destroy Me novella, and that's in Aaron's perspective. And honestly, his perspective was not too bad. So I actually gave his novella 3 stars because the writing was not bad. It did not have that same prose style of writing. I think he's honestly a little bit easier to follow, and it kind of low-key redeemed the series for me. Not all the way, but it gave me enough of like okay, I will continue on with this later. You know, I'll take a break from you now, but I'm gonna actually continue on with you. So 3 stars for that. After that, I read Fat Chance Charlie Vega for the Tea Time Reads Discord book, which I will actually link below because I'm going to mention next month's Discord book pick as well as one of my hopefuls. But I read Fat Chance Charlie Vega. I gave it 4 stars. I adored it. I loved following Charlie as a fat main character. I feel like it's great to see someone who looks more like me than someone who looks like every other main character. And I know that like fat main characters are becoming more common with happy contemporary stories. So it's great to see. I didn't give it 5 stars just from a couple of choices here and there with pacing, and yeah, but it was great. I really enjoyed it. Just wasn't that 5-star book for me. And so after that, I read the Avatar: The Last Airbender Imbalance book, which was the 6th book in the graphic novel series that they are publishing, and it was the first one with the new author and artist, which I thought would actually bother me, but the art style didn't. I actually kind of just forgot the art style changed after like the first 5 pages. But yeah, that gave me 5 stars. Those books can never do wrong in my eyes. I mean, I'm a sucker for Atla. It is my comfort show, my favorite show of all time. So I gave it 5 stars. I ended up reading it actually because I bought the copy for a friend. It's like the library editions, which are not cheap, but I bought that copy for a friend for his birthday, and turns out that he bought that for himself like a little bit before that. So I ended up getting him the Lost Adventures library edition, and I just kept it because I have my own library editions of the first 5 volumes. So I just kept it. I read it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, 5 stars. I can't wait to read the Lost Adventures, and then all the ones that are coming out with Suki and Katara. Chef's kiss. And Kyoshi. I will read those eventually. One day. So after that, I read By the Book, and that one, I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was fine. I liked the premise, but the execution was not there for me. I felt like the main character didn't really feel like a teen, and I know she was meant to be like a wise soul on a young body kind of thing, but she just did not feel like, I don't know, she just didn't feel like a teen. That's all I can really say about it. She really did not feel like a teen in my eye, and yeah, I don't have much else to say. I thought it was, yeah, but I did enjoy the family dynamic part of it, so it kind of redeemed it for me. It was okay. It was standard. Okay, so then after that, I finally went back to the Shatter Me series, and I read the 2nd book, which was my 3rd in the series, because I'm reading them in order. So I read Unravel Me, and I thought that one was a little better. I gave it 3 stars. I think because Julia had more agency in this one, that I liked it more. I still hate the love triangle, and like I know who she ends up with. I won't say who, but I know who she ends up with, so I'm like, what's the point, you know? I still don't really like the writing. I'm used to the writing, and her agency is really what made it better. But like, the reason why Shatter Me got 2 stars was because I feel like nothing happened. Yeah, I feel like nothing happened. I feel like Juliet is just a boring main character to follow. This one was a little better. So, do with that what you will. I will continue on eventually. I just need some break from it. I want to read some spooky vibes for fall. Most recently, I finished I Wish You All the Best. I gave that book a whopping 5 stars. I absolutely adored it. I think Ben's story is great. I think they are great. NB rep, I think all teens should read this. I wish this was a book that I had when I was Ben's age, even though they're not much younger than I am, only a few years. But it is a book that I wish I had growing up, being NB myself. And yeah, I love the storyline. I felt everything. I did tear up like 20 pages into the book. 5 full stars. Please read it. Please go read it if you haven't already. Mason Deaver knows what they are doing. I cannot wait for their 3rd book coming out. I'm gonna like pop up the cover because that cover is truly something. 5 stars, definitely my favorite of the month. I'm currently listening to The Trauma Fence on Scribd, and audiobooks go really quickly for me, so I should finish it, considering that right now I have literally 3 hours left, and I listen to on double speed. So yeah, I think it's doable, considering I have 1 more day left of the month. Editing me jumping in just to say that I did in fact finish The Trauma Fence. I was up very late to an hour I will not name, listening to the audiobook. I really enjoyed having multiple A-spec characters on different ends of the spectrum and have conversations about it, multiple conversations about it. It was just great to see Ace rep, because we don't really just see that a lot in books and movies. So I thought it was a really just great rom-com. Not a 5 star, but a very quick, fun read, and I definitely recommend. I will pop in my star rating right here. That's everything I read for the month. So I've read 9 books. I read, I think, about 2,900 pages, maybe a little less. I'll pop that number in. So that is all the books that I have read this month. And let's talk about October hopefuls. So I'm in a couple of Discord group chats that are for book clubs. I will link both of them down below. So the first book is for the Liter Asian book club, and I am going to be reading XOXO. And then for tea time reads, I will be reading Not Here to Be Liked. And then on top of that, I have a few books here that I'm hoping to get to. So for all the lovely fall vibes, I want to read If We Were Villains. I hear this is great for the fall time. So, good little academic Shakespeare. I'm excited. I have Vengeful. I read Vicious last year in December, I want to say, and adored it. So I'm excited to read this. I'm trying to convince a friend of mine to buddy read with me, and they know who they are. They know who they are. Yep, that's all I'm going to say. And then finally, I have The Gilded Wolves. I know the last book in the trilogy, or one of the most recent books published, so I'd like to just binge through this if I can. We'll see if I actually stick to it. I don't know. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And I hope you will stick around and join me for my next video. I will put my last video and then my subscribe. I think they're switched. I should know that this is a flipped video. I think they're switched. Last video, subscribe. Anyways, that's all I got.